students, today we're going to listen to a presentation by RaleighLink14 here. Remember to get your papers ready. We're going to be giving her check marks every time she says something good. If she says something bad, we'll give her an X. Let's see what this is all about.
No, I do not get along with Ren Hurst because of her background. I will never in my entire life be friends with somebody who abused animals.
Ooh, this isn't starting out too good. So Ren Hurst is somebody who cared deeply about horses for many years. And then one day she looked at them and realized that they don't want to be ridden. And so her heart opened up with compassion. And she stopped riding them because she knew that's what it meant to be vegan. So I'm going to give you an X for that. Because also, even if, let's just say she did abuse animals, which is not at all the case, but let's just say she did, and then she realized that this was wrong and she changed. Do you not believe in forgiveness? Do you stay mad at someone forever? Are you the kind of person who punishes somebody, or even your horse, when they do something wrong and stay mad at them continuously? Do you believe in jail time that never ends? Or do you believe in compassion, forgiveness, and that people can change? She has clearly changed, and she never abused animals to begin with. She was just treating them the way that everybody else did around her. Just like you. I'm assuming you used to eat animals and then you changed. That would be like her saying to you, I'll never be friends with Raleigh14 because she used to eat animals. I will never forgive her. How does that make sense? No.
Especially for the amount of time, the literal decades that Ren Hurst abused animals, I refuse to become friends with somebody like that. Hey bitch, and welcome back to me talking about...
So I don't know why she calls her audience bitch. That seems odd.
About people I hate. I'll be out in a few minutes. Go, 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 go. Rain, come on. Guys, honest...
Why does she hate somebody that she's never even met? Why does she hate somebody who's vegan and trying her absolute best to be caring and loving towards animals? That seems weird. Heartless. Cold.
Honestly, I don't want to keep reacting to that vegan teacher because, I mean, who would have thought that the attention-grabbing, bad singing,
Well, I am trying to grab attention. You're right about that. Just like all animal rights activists should, because we want to have the focus be on the animals. But the way you say it, it's like a derogatory thing. So what do you think? That animal rights activists should not be trying to get attention for their cause? I think that gives you an X. And you say that I have bad singing. Okay, I kind of agree with you, but you know, nobody is perfect. And I like singing. I think it's fun. And actually a lot of people do like my songs. So why would you be mean on purpose? What does that have to do with the animals? What's going on inside of you? Something's going on. I can't put my finger on it. But there's a cruelty in you. It doesn't sit well.
Delusional, freely the banana girl.
Delusional? How am I delusional? Would you like to explain, or do you just want to throw out insults? What does freely have to do with me?
Wannabe. What?
You think I want to be like Freely? Yeah, in some ways. I wouldn't mind having her abs. You're probably jealous too, right? What's wrong with you? I'm not saying in every way I'd like to be like her, but I think that we have something to learn from everybody on this earth. And everybody has something that we can admire. Sometimes you just have to look a little bit closer.
Is a ridiculous, uneducated human being.
Okay, ridiculous and uneducated. These are a lot of insults.
Really also, can we talk about it, is another vegan.
What's this? Freely? Her channel got removed. No, her channel didn't get removed. What are you talking about? Which channel? It's right there, the frugivore diet. And she has Freely the Banana Girl as well. And if somebody, a vegan, gets their channel removed, why would you laugh at that, even if it was the case, which it isn't? How does that help the animals? Well, Raleigh, it's not going so well so far. And we're only 51 seconds into the video.
Who's just terrible and horrible with nutritional advice.
Freely is telling you to eat lots of fresh fruits and a very healthy dinner of veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds. She looks pretty healthy to me. I don't know the details of her diet, but terrible? If Freely's diet is terrible, then what do you call the diet of people who eat dead animals? What? You already used the adjective terrible.
As a vegan myself, I just don't really find...
You're not a vegan if you ride horses because you exploit them. Animals don't want you on their backs, and animals are not here on this earth for you to make money off of. They don't want little bits in their mouths, and they don't want to walk around in circles or have their spirits broken. They want to be left in the wild. Don't rape them into existence, and don't go out there in the wild and grab them and bring them into captivity. Once they are in captivity, of course, we must do our best to try to either free them or to make sure that they have enough exercise. But that does not involve you being on their back.
Find it acceptable to use the most extreme versions of bad things to make your point across. You know, vegans are kind of made fun of a lot of the time for being extremists, aka trying to pretend like we know how other animals feel and think and their cognitive abilities. Like, we don't fucking know any.
You don't know whether your horse is happy or not? You can't tell? If a horse tries to walk away, you don't get the point that the horse doesn't want you near them? You can't tell when your dog wags her tail what that means? When your dog just jumped on you there, you don't know that that means she either wants a walk or that she wants some food? You don't know? You can't tell what animals think. Well, you're a very strange vegan.
Any of that. Projecting your feelings and emotions onto animals is one of the things that makes vegans look really ridiculous. So as a vegan myself, I try very, very hard to look at things statistically, legitimately, and scientifically.
I think that's good. We should look at things scientifically. I'll give you a check mark for that. Good.
And understand each animal and the fact that each animal sees fundamental reality differently.
I agree. And I'll give you a check mark for that too. They're all different.
Each animal feels things differently, perceives things differently. I think that everybody should go vegan. That's my own personal thing. However, again, like many vegans don't seem to understand, 10 people going half vegan is better than one person going fully vegan.
Why do you think that I don't understand that? What does that have to do? You're doing a review about me. That's quite an assumption. Obviously, the end goal would be to get as many people vegan as possible, because otherwise they will cheat. When there's a cake in the staff room that has eggs in it, if they're not in it for the animals, they're going to go ahead and eat it. You understand, Raleigh? That's why we have to go to the most forceful way that we can to get them to think about the animals. A true vegan would understand that. So you're saying you're vegan. What else do you do? Do you eat meat on occasion? Hey, who knows? Do you eat horse meat sometimes? How do we know? I mean, the bar that you hold seems pretty movable. So I'm wondering.
Vegan. So attacking other people who are not vegans is not the way to convert.
But attacking vegans who are vegans is the way? Oof. Okay. So you think that it's okay to attack vegans, but not to attack people who pay for the rape, the torture, and the murder of animals. That's what you think. That doesn't sound very vegan-like to me. That sounds weird. Bizarre.
People to veganism. So that's all I have to say as to upfront why I hate that vegan teacher.
Wow, that's a very strong word for somebody you never met. Hate. Hate.
I've made many videos on her on this channel. However, she has decided.
Why do you keep making videos about me if you hate me?
To respond to me. Hopefully this is my last video on her, because this chick thrives on saying the most dumb, extreme shit to get.
Why do you respond to me if you think I'm dumb and extreme? Just ignore me.
Attention, which is one of the things that makes her not vegan in my opinion.
Okay, we've just gone over that. Vegans have a responsibility to get attention on the animals. And because the animals can't talk, we are their voices. We remind everybody that they are not here to be used. They don't want any humans on their back. They don't want to be imprisoned or enslaved. They're not here to make money for you, Raleigh. My job is to make sure that I expose people like that. And you should be happy about that.
Because she turns more people away from veganism.
Can you prove that? No, you can't. Raleigh, it takes 100 clicks until you become vegan. It has to penetrate your head and your heart. You have to get it. And it doesn't happen overnight. Do you know how many people have written to me and told me that they hated me at first until they kept watching? And then they realized, slowly over time, how right I was? I can't even begin to tell you. Thousands. You think that my system is ineffective? No. Ineffective. It's not. It is effective. Remember, you just said that you believe in science. You cannot prove any of these things.
Than to veganism, and she in turn hurts the vegan movement.
Can you prove that? I don't think so. I've got you talking about me and talking about veganism. And because you're doing a video about me, some of the people from your channel will come over to my channel and they will subscribe, which is great. So thank you for doing a video about me. Just try to be a little nicer in the future. There's no reason why vegans can't work together.
Instead of helping it. We need to get rid of vegans like that because you're not doing.
How do you want to get rid of us? What is your suggestion exactly? You are literally shining a light on me right now. That's not getting rid of me. What do you want to do? Kidnap me? Is this like some sort of call that people should harm me? Don't worry. I already have enough death threats. Is this just another? What are you suggesting when you say get rid of?
Us any favors, and you guys are what creates the stereotype that vegans are crazy.
Compassionate people are crazy. Okay.
Moreover, I have decided to react to this video because this is her first actual response to me. Recently, for those people who don't know, her TikTok was removed because she sexually harassed a minor.
Did I? Can you prove that? Oh, you mean when I offered somebody in college a cucumber and 2 oranges? It's an orange and an apple. You think that offering fruits and vegetables to somebody when that person's name is that vegan teacher and I've done that for 11 months? Really? Really? Yeah, that sounds bizarre. Let's give you an X for that. You know the reason that I was taken down. Veganphobia. People who hate vegans because of people like you. Instead of standing up for each other and actually being vegan, you talk badly about vegans. And that's not okay. It's not good for the animals in the long run.
On TikTok really goes to show you the type of woman this is.
I'm a teacher. That's what I am. And I've been teaching, and every grade that I've ever taught, I tell my students to eat more healthy veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, and grains. If you think something's wrong with that, then I think maybe something's wrong with you.
Now she has started making YouTube videos, but I mean, this chick gets so much backlash and hate.
Why are you calling me a chick? That's kind of condescending. It's weird. Why are you so hateful?
That she deletes her comments and disables them.
Yes, I do. Do you know why, Raleigh? Because people tell lies in my comment section. They have said things like that I murdered somebody. So what do you want me to do? Go in there and consistently try to convince people that I didn't do it? I mean, it's just a lie, so why would I leave it there? Or that I smeared feces all over some building? Or that I broke laws? You know, people like you spread these rumors. And so I close my comment section, not always, but sometimes, when I just I just don't have the time. I can't be bothered to go in there and see what's there. My job is to be a teacher. I don't need everybody's feedback. When you're a teacher, you don't sit there and ask every student's opinion about what you just taught. You teach a lesson, and then sometimes you give a test, and sometimes there is time for classroom discussions where we have a sharing of ideas, and other times it's just a lesson, and that's it.
I really felt no need to respond to this at any point during the month because the like to dislike ratio on the video she made responding.
This is good though. You see, because the more you have people that dislike it, that means that we're getting into a community of people who are not vegans. That's what we want. If all of the videos that I put up were thumbs up, that would mean that I'm only stuck in the same vegan circle. That's not what's helpful. What's helpful is we go out and we talk to people all around the world, all different demographics, and farmers, business people, everybody, doctors, nurses, teenagers, everybody. So this is actually, in reality, this should be even higher given the percentage of vegans that there are. So if you think that this is a bad thing, it's not. I look at these statistics and I learn from them. I find them interesting. Now, sometimes it's true I don't let them show to the public because the public will look at that and will make a decision based on what they see because most people aren't that intelligent to look at the actual video. They'll look at what's there and they'll say, oh, I'm not going to bother to watch that because many people dislike it. But that's not really the right attitude. The right attitude is to open the video and make your own decision based on what you see. Sometimes I leave them and sometimes I don't.
To me is hilarious, and it just goes to show you that like nobody believes this chick at all.
Nobody believes me? Why are you paying any attention to me if nobody believes me? Raleigh, you're contradicting yourself.
Go ahead and watch that vegan teacher.
It's time for your hug. Come on, give yourself a hug. Hands around yourself. Give yourself a big... So let's look at your face here, Raleigh. To all the students watching at home, what do you see on her face? What does this look like? Do you think that she doesn't want me to teach my students to hug themselves and to love themselves? What is that? Big squeeze. Very good. Okay, what is this? What is she thinking? Always remember to hug. Okay, what's that? What is that? Is she agreeing with me that we should love ourselves and teach our students to care about themselves? Their bodies, eat healthy, and to be their own best friend? Hug yourself. Okay. That looked like a positive thing. Let's give you a check mark. Maybe you do agree with that. Hopefully. It will help you in the times when you feel alone.
Okay, so this is, ugh, God, I'm gonna speed this up.
Okay, so what happened? You seemed to like it, and then suddenly you said you didn't like it. Why? Why? Why, Raleigh? What do you think I should be telling my students who are suffering from dystopia and whose parents are forcing them to eat animals when they don't want to? What do you think I should say to them? think I'm doing okay.
Because I just don't want to sit through all of this. Like, Christ, she's just gonna talk forever. This is something...
It's a video of mine. Of course I'm talking. Raleigh.
People give me shit for in my videos, the fact that I will only show myself reacting to certain parts in someone's video. Trust me, I have watched the full videos of things that I react to most of the time, but I don't show my reaction to everything because you don't have to. You can cut down your video to the specific points of certain scenes that you're reacting to that you want to get your point across on. You don't have to show your reaction to everything.
Today, yeah, I kind of agree with that, as long as it's balanced, Raleigh. But if you're specifically trying to find the parts that you disagree with only, how is that helpful to the animals? So anyways, I'll give you a check mark for that because I do agree with that. Sometimes if the video is too long, you can't react to the whole thing necessarily, or your audience might not watch it. But so like you just gave an example of watching me teaching my children, my students to hug themselves, right? And you were, let's say you were neutral about it. You know, you went like this. You weren't exactly negative about it, so that's good. Let's see what else. Oof, we're only 4 minutes and 20 seconds in. We're going to be watching a video, not by this lady here, because actually it turns out she's not that nice. And what I would rather do is draw attention to a vegan who is actually nice and who is somebody who has spoken out on behalf of the horses. This person here, RaleighLink14, I don't understand why she is attacking animal rights activists. She says she cares about horses, but yet she promotes riding them and putting bits in their mouths and basically exploiting them. And that's not what it means to be vegan.
Okay, bitch. Okay, she obviously...
Okay, she's calling me a bitch? Why? Okay.
Didn't even watch my video at all and obviously doesn't even know who I am at all. I don't ride horses in bits. That's one of the biggest things that I advocate against, okay? And I talk a lot about the severity of different types of bits. I talk a lot about the severity of different types of hackamores. I talk a lot about the severity of different types of normal tack that you use when you're not even riding your...
Why? Why are you promoting the use of any of these objects? Why? How is that vegan? Leave the animals alone.
Horse, okay? I go in depth on real scientific studies on pieces of tack, also the proper fitting of saddles.
Why are you putting saddles on horses just to ride them? Leave animals alone. Get your fat ass off of them.
You know, she's gonna say that riding your horse is exploitative. Then you can also say that keeping a horse in a pasture where they're locked up and they can't go run 30 to 40 miles a day like what they should be doing in the wild is also
Or you can just not take them out of the wild to begin with. Not breed them into existence. Not keep this cycle going. Where would you be if suddenly everybody stopped riding horses? You wouldn't have this job. Nobody would pay attention to your channel. You see, there's a conflict of interest here. You have a vested interest in making sure that people keep exploiting animals. That's why you're here. And that's why I'm talking to you. You need to stop and get a different job.
Exploitative. You're keeping a horse in an unnatural situation for your own benefit. Okay?
No, I'm not suggesting that you do that at all. I'm suggesting that you leave the animals alone.
You're going to keep a horse locked up.
I'm not saying that. Nobody's saying that horses should be locked up.
You need to be caring for their overall needs. You can...
Yes, good. Check mark. You should be caring for all their needs. Overall needs, yes. This is what your report card looks like so far.
Not just leave a horse and let them wither away.
Exactly. Check mark.
Because they will get early arthritis. Horses need to be exercising. Horses need to...
Yes, they need to be exercising, but not with you on their back.
Be getting a lot of mental stimulation. If you are not having your horse roam 30 to 40 miles a day, which is basically impossible in a captive situation...
Why are you holding horses captive at all? Don't. Set them free.
And we already know that we can't turn horses back out to the wild like everyone who's vegan obviously wants, then you need to be exercising your...
Why can't you? Why can't you bring them back out to the wild? For example, do you know how big Canada is? Why can't you? I'm very curious. Maybe you know something I don't. We have giant areas of land that horses could live in. Why can't you return them to the wild? And then stop breeding them into existence and leave them alone. Never ride them again. Close all the stables. Close all the barns that race horses. All of it. You shouldn't be having this job. Get a new job.
Horse in some other way.
One thing I forgot to mention is obviously every single horse should be getting turnout, but unfortunately, because we already have a myriad of horses in captive domestic situations, it's unrealistic to assume that every single person caring for those animals has the availability to give those animals quality turnout where they will be able to roam the adequate amount of land that they should be roaming on. Horses need an incredible amount of acreage to roam in order to get their daily exercise.
I agree with you, and thank you for showing this. So, stop keeping them in captivity. Stop making money out of giving horseback riding lessons and having barns where people can come and look at them and pet them. Leave them alone. Open the doors and let the horses be free. And if you think it's dangerous because there's traffic, well then put them somewhere and take them with their families and set them free. Somewhere in Canada, in Alberta, for example. Too hard? Cost too much money? Oh, well, I guess you don't love them too much, do you? You'd rather keep them abused. And also to encourage people to keep abusing them. Keeping them in these little barns, riding them, they don't want you on their backs. People do it because they're selfish.
Needs that would otherwise be met in the wild. Although riding horses is not the ideal form of exercise for those horses,
Thank
and
you.
turnout
Thank you. Get a check mark for that. It is not the ideal.
turnout is oftentimes still not enough for those animals, and they do need to be getting other forms of mental stimulation.
Yes, they can get that. Put them alone with their own friends, their own species, and they'll get plenty of stimulation away from you.
And exercise.
And second of all, I love that she doesn't even know anything about me to the point where she wouldn't even know the things I advocate for. She doesn't even understand how if you ride a horse with proper equitation, properly fitted tack.
I am saying that I don't believe that you should be putting any of these things on a horse in the first place. What part of that do you not understand? I don't need to know the in-depth analysis of your family history or anything else. I know that you make money on the backs of horses. That's all I need to know. Don't do it. Stop exploiting them. Stop making money on your channel by talking about how people can keep on enslaving them. Your job on this channel should simply be to try to find ways to set all of the animals free. And I can see you now rolling your eyes at that. But let me ask you this. Why is that not your main objective? Why isn't it? That's what it should be if you're truly vegan.
There have been so many studies that have proven that it does not affect the horse in negative ways. Now, obviously, there's bad equestrians. There's bad...
Really? So they found a way to talk to the horses and ask them? Seems to me when a horse walks away from you, they don't want you to be there. Horses don't come without having their spirits broken and come up to humans and say, hey, you wanna just jump on my back? They don't do that. What they do is they stand near the opening of the gate and they look at you like, let me get the fuck out of here. That's what they want.
Bad types of riding. There's people who are abusive. There's people who use bad fitted tack that hurts the horse. And that's what I advocate against doing.
Well, good. But do you advocate against complete abolition of it? No, you don't.
I'm here to educate equestrians to treat their animals better.
So, you should be telling them to stop raping them into existence, to stop breeding them, to stop buying them, to stop abandoning them, to stop just dumping them when they're injured. Are you telling people to stop riding horses in races? That should be your full-time job here. I don't hear you saying that so far in this video.
I think it needs to be stated that you can ride horses in an acceptable, appropriate way.
That's your opinion. That's not the horse's opinion. The horse would never on its own come to you and ask you to hop on its back. Never.
And I think that it's a lot better for those horses and a lot healthier for them to...
It's not better or healthier for the horse. Stop pretending that it is, Raleigh.
To be ridden appropriately than to sit and wither away in a pasture.
Nobody's telling you, nobody is saying that the horses should wither away. Not at all. We agree on that. That would be abusive. Don't do that. Set them free.
Which is what Ren Hurst, who she's getting ready to talk about, does. It's just negligent.
They're not withering away. How can you say that? They're free to go wherever they want. You're saying it's better to put these straps on them and these saddles on them than it is to just let them be free to move around with their friends? Really? I don't think so. I don't think that's very vegan-like.
You're going to keep an animal. It's your responsibility to take proper care of them.
Yes, I agree. Check mark. Good.
I don't make money off horses.
Yes, you do. You absolutely make money off horses. Your entire channel wouldn't be here if people didn't ride horses and breed them and keep them. How can you say that? No. That's a lie.
I don't compete. I don't sell horses. I also advocate for rescuing horses and not buying.
Good. Check mark for that.
From breeders, as I've done with all my animals. And obviously I like riding horses.
What? Why are you riding horses? Obviously you like riding horses. Why is it obvious that you like to ride on someone's back? How would you like it if I started riding on your back? Say, obviously I want to ride on Raleigh's back. Obviously. Do you also want to ride on my back? Is that obvious? Why? Get your hands and your body off of somebody. Don't do it. They're not giving you consent. And if it seems like they're giving consent, that's because you've broken their spirit and they're desperate to get out. And you've taught them that the only way that they can have some freedom is by having somebody on their back so that the gates will open. That's not consent. That's enslavement.
But at the same time, I don't ride my horse if he doesn't want to be ridden. And he has clear indicating signs when he
Great! Check mark. Good.
doesn't want to be ridden. My horse is not ridden for my benefit. I have an
Okay. Good. Excellent.
exercise rider that goes out and rides my horse on days that I can't.
What? So you pay somebody to ride a horse. You pay somebody to abuse your horse. Animals are not your slaves. Why do you have a horse in the first place? Again, your full-time job should be to find a way to set them free.
Ride him. Do you think I'm getting anything out of that? No. My horse is exercised because he needs to be getting that mental stimulation and physical stimulation. He needs to be moving every day.
Yes.
If riding horses was truly bad for them, I would not be advocating for riding horses.
You're missing the point entirely. Complete abolition is what we're looking for. Abolish the enslavement of animals. We don't eat them, we don't wear them, we don't steal their honey or their eggs or their milk. We don't steal their fur, and we don't ride on their backs. That's what being vegan is about.
But studies and veterinary proof shows otherwise. Okay?
The mission of the sanctuary we've created is to advance the healing of the planet through unconditional love and action and equality for all living beings.
Okay, so she just said something great. Is Raleigh going to react to that and say, that's good. That's good, Ren. I'm happy that that's what your mission is. Let's see what she says. Oh, she says nothing. So Ren Hurst just advocated for being kind to the environment and the animals. And look at Raleigh's reaction. stone-faced. Does that seem balanced to you? No. That's somebody hateful. And I don't mean her. I mean her. Whoop! Come on, Raleigh. Stop it.
My personal mission is to raise consciousness and inspire love through.
Her personal mission is to raise consciousness and inspire love. Okay, Raleigh, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to say that's good. Give her a check mark. Come on, Raleigh. Come on.
My relationships with animals.
Oh, come on, Raleigh. Come on, Raleigh. Why are you having that expression on your face still? She is talking about being loving to the animals. And you hate her. Aww.
For me, the way I spent time with horses, especially as a professional, was all about power and control and having an agenda and trying to get something accomplished. Obviously, I wanted a connection, but I didn't really think about connection when I first started spending time with horses and other animals. It was more like using them to feel safe and have a source of unconditional love.
Ren Hurst is not an equestrian. As I went over multiple times and read her book, Ren Hurst is a terrible example of somebody who loves animals. In fact, she should not even be considered vegan.
She's a terrible example of someone who loves animals. So you admit that she loves animals or not? Somebody who doesn't believe in riding horses, in your opinion, is not vegan. But you, who makes money with your channel and who rides horses, is vegan. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't think so.
Ren Hurst should literally go to jail for the amount of abuse that she caused towards.
What are you saying? She did what everybody else did with horses back in the day. And then on her own, she woke up, her heart opened up. You are continuing to abuse horses now. Don't ride them. Leave them alone.
Animals, and I went over it in this video. I don't understand why all these vegans back Ren Hurst, because she literally openly abused animals. And
She literally said that she looked into the eyes of the horses and realized that they don't want to be ridden. That doesn't sound like abuse. That sounds like love and compassion.
Her whole ideology is that, oh, because I rode horses and abused horses, then everybody else that I know who rides must do the same thing. As a vegan who's been in the industry for literally 17 years of my life, most equestrians don't.
Industry. The equestrian industry.
Don't treat horses that way. So the fact that vegans want to say that Ren Hurst is the reason why equestrians suck just already invalidates their entire argument, because even equestrians don't like Ren Hurst. Now maybe...
Well, of course equestrians don't like Ren Hurst, because she's telling them that they shouldn't be riding them. She's telling them that what they're doing is unethical. How...
Ren Hurst has changed and she's become a better person since, and that's fine, but...
Okay. So you acknowledge that it's fine, that she has changed.
But that still is not a reason to now believe her.
What? What do you mean to believe her? She doesn't want to hurt horses. What's to believe or not believe? She's not riding them anymore. She's not enslaving them. But you hate her. Yeah. Yeah, that's the person you want to hate with of all the people in the world to hate. Ren Hurst is the one that you want to hate. Oof. Oh, and me too. Yeah. Weird.
That all equestrians treat their animals that way, because it's just not true.
We're going to try this different way of being without control and earn this truly authentic relationship together where...
Okay, she's talking about an authentic relationship with her horse. And look at Raleigh's face. I'm jealous of Ren.
Where a horse just chooses to do things with you simply because you've built a foundation.
Oh, there was a little smile there. Did you all see it?
and you've asked and they say yes.
She literally just said that she's trying to build a foundation with these animals where she's asking and the animals say yes. If you believe a horse can do that on the ground, then you also would have no reason to not believe that a horse can do that with you on them.
Oh my God.
There are clear signs when horses don't want to be ridden. And
You have no idea what manipulation is. You really have no idea what you're doing. This is like going to a circus and saying, look, these elephants. Look, they want to stand on a ball. Clearly they're just doing it. Look. They're not screaming and running through the crowd and saying, no, I don't want to stand on this little ball, because they have been broken and they have been beaten and they have been refused food if they don't do those tricks. When they have these tigers jumping through these hoops of fire, you don't see the tiger running through the audience and mauling all of the people there and scratching the owner. No, because they have been broken. They have been taught that this is their life. Don't you understand? That's why the horse is not telling you to get off, because the horse's spirit is broken. He or she knows that there's no way out.
And if you're too stupid to see those signs, then you shouldn't be riding them. So, I mean, Ren Hurst is just an idiot. Like, I really hate her. Ren Hurst...
Hate. You hate someone who loves horses. You hate another female who is trying her best to save horses, who is vegan. Hate. It's such a strong word. It's bizarre, Raleigh.
should be the last person speaking for horses because she spent her whole life abusing them.
You have said that multiple times, and she did not. She did not do that. She treated the animals the way that everybody else did in the industry. That's all. You make it sound like she was taking a whip and hitting these horses. I mean, come on, Raleigh. Why would you talk about her that way?
Every single time I fail at this and an animal doesn't connect with me or chooses to walk away from me or even gets aggressive towards me because I've tried to place an expectation, or when I'm interacting with people that I love and completely forget what it is that I do with the animals differently that works. And then I'm like, wow, I know how to do this differently. I really do know how to love better than this. Why am I not doing it? Ideally, our place would be a very safe space for people to come and practice the true nature of love and action with a little bit of guidance, because we're not much further ahead than anybody else, but with totally being embraced by people who are going to look right through your messiness and see the essence of who you really are and give you a way to move out of it.
I don't have a problem, and I never have had a problem with people who choose not to ride. When I have a problem with you,
Good.
is when you're choosing to not exercise that animal, which is what the animal
Are you going to talk about anything that she just said? About compassion? About connecting?
needs. If you guys don't know, I post all my horse videos, riding, training, liberty, whatever, on Patreon, and I talk openly in multiple...
Not okay. Horses are not here for us. They're here on the planet with us. Don't drag them around.
videos about how it's very important to give your horse a choice, and if they choose to walk away from you in training, that's okay.
Good. Excellent. Check mark. Good, Raleigh.
Wait for them to regroup with
Oh, you forgot to open the gate, though, and let them out. Yeah. Why are you trapping them in there?
you.
I wanted to just get it out of me. I wanted that story to get out of me. That was my personal reason. But for putting it out in the world,
What is that face? What is that eye roll? Why are you so hateful? She's just talking about her story. Oh, Raleigh.
there were two reasons. One was to ask for help. Like, what do I do with this? If you resonate, you can help me. Please come find me. And that happened. And then the other one was to give permission to everyone that felt the same way to stand in their truth. Messages are flooding in from all over the world saying your story's just like mine. Thank you so much for saying what you did, because now I don't feel crazy. Now I feel like I can share my story.
No, dude. Essentially, you're trying to
Dude?
normalize animal abuse by...
No. She's telling people The animals should be free.
Your book? What are you talking about? And just because you have other
Where did you get that she's trying to normalize animal abuse? She's literally saying the opposite.
animal abusers coming to you being like, oh my god, thank you so much for speaking out about this, same. Based on the premise of that book, that's not a good thing, so I don't know why you're saying it is.
Doesn't she seem like she'd be a nice person to meet?
No.
Why not? You're jealous. It's too bad that this other equestrian person, I'll say other, but it's not really an other, that Raleigh felt the need to attack Renhurst. And in fact, in one of her videos... What's this? What would you call what you did if it's not an attack? Did you welcome her to a discussion? Did you call her up and say, hey, I read your book, let's talk a bit? How can we work together to make this a vegan world? Did you do that? No. You attacked her and you attacked me. She really doesn't understand what Renhurst is saying. She makes fun of her as if she doesn't believe in science, but that's not what she's saying. She's saying that she doesn't believe in studies that are funded by people or organizations who have a vested interest in the outcome. Raleigh, I don't know what her real name is also vegan, or she calls herself vegan. But true vegans don't ride horses.
Oh my god. Again, I already went over why that's ridiculous.
Yes.
And also on top of it, no, I understand that she was saying she doesn't believe people who are looking for that outcome. What you don't understand that I was saying is that the vast majority of equestrian studies that are put out there are not conducted by people in the industry. Oftentimes they're conducted by universities that...
Investigation of racing performance and whip use by jockeys. What is there a need to investigate? You're literally riding a horse and whipping a horse. Just don't do it. Oh my God, Raleigh.
that have no ties to the industry, that are just doing equine science studies, or by people who are even trying to debunk industries, like people who are trying to attack the racing industry by coming out with studies showing how damaging bits are, showing how damaging whips are, which, speaking of, I'm literally getting ready to go over the whip studies in a live stream soon. But there are literally people who come out with studies to attack certain industries and showcase how bad they are. And I have backed those people.
Good. Check mark for you. Good. I hope you work full time to abolish this racing.
Because I'm vegan and I want the best interests for animals.
And it's a shame that they can't get along, because in reality, they have 99. So why are you rolling your eyes? You do have 99% of things in common. Percent of the same beliefs.
No, I do not get along with Ren Hurst because of her background. I will never.
Again, you're incapable of forgiving somebody? Let's go over the same example. You used to eat animals. What if everyone around you said, I will never be friends with you, I'll never talk to you again because you used to eat animals? Of course not. You woke up, you realized I shouldn't eat animals. You changed, you opened your heart. What's wrong with you?
Never in my entire life be friends with somebody who abused animals.
You never drank milk or ate an egg in your life? I see. Hypocrite much?
Especially for the amount of time, the literal decades that Ren Hurst abused animals, I refuse to become friends with somebody like that.
I mean, just the fact that even she declares herself as vegan, Raleigh, means she's already gone through a lot of the steps. So it's just this final step at the end. Like, should you ride horses? Make money by giving horseback riding lessons? Should you put a metal bit into a horse's mouth? Should you train horses from a young age and break their spirits by making them go round and round in circles on a leash until they become dizzy and tired of it, and then you break them? Treat them like slaves. It's bizarre how one person can look at horses in a way that really humbles them, and another person can look at it in a way that makes them think that this animal could be a slave for them, could be a way to earn money.
Okay, literally, I'm not even going to react to what else she has to say.
Oh, because you have no reaction to that? Those were some excellent points. Too bad. Really a shame.
Because I can't react to somebody who has not even watched any of my...
You can't react to those statements? Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Raleigh, but unfortunately, you failed this assignment. You were not just unkind, hurtful. You also never even tried to have any compassion towards Ren Hurst. You guys should be friends. Try again. To all of my students, thank you for watching, and thank you for not riding horses, for not stealing honey from bees. Thank you for not stealing milk from cows or stealing the fur or the feathers from any other animals. Thank you for not murdering animals or paying anybody to murder them. Thank you for being vegan. On the screen, you'll see some videos popping up. If you haven't yet watched them, go ahead. And thank you so much to my moderators, and thank you so much to my patrons. I really appreciate all of your help. And especially thank you to everyone who is being vegan and trying their absolute best not to hurt animals in this world. I know it's hard. Vegan phobia is real. As you can see, even some vegans suffer from vegan phobia. They have it. It's a real shame. The opposite of vegan phobia is vegan fantastic. And that's when you're kind to animal rights activists. Raleigh, for you, I suggest that you become vegan fantastic from now on. Send out an olive branch to Ren Hurst. Find things that you do have in common. And like I said, if people have forgiven you for the animal abuse that you took part in, then maybe you should forgive others. Don't be a hypocrite. Thank you, and see you all in the next class. Bye for now.